It's time when we ask questions and answers. A lot of the times, the questions are things that you give us, things that you're curious about. And we are joined tonight by San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg. And right off the top, we talked a little bit off air before we started about the airport and the expansion plan and the fact that we're going to see a new terminal at San Antonio International. Talk a little bit more about that.
Yes, very exciting. It will be the largest capital improvement project in our city's history, and it's being accelerated because we need to continue to have a world-class airport, and we've already reached capacity, so there's some gate construction underway. But the strategic development plan, which is going to be a 10-plus year expansion project that includes more runway capacity for longer flights, as well as new terminal and central processing, et cetera. We got briefed on that today, and the timeline is being accelerated. And we've got great news that the Terminal C project is moving along and is going to go through design, et cetera. But at this point, scheduled for opening in 2028, which shaves a couple of years at least off of the initial timeline. So they're doing exactly what we want, which is an aggressive, bold plan for the airport that will be supported by the fees that airlines pay. And it's being accelerated because we need this to get done for our economy and for the residents of San Antonio.
Is this a case of build it and they will come, or do you already have people that are lined up that we want to be in San Antonio, we want to be in that new terminal?
It's already happening, and we're only 7% off of our pre-pandemic numbers total for airport traffic. And in fact, our international traffic is up 60% over pre-pandemic levels. So we're already at the point where we need to have more space, more runway capacity, more terminal and gate capacity. That's why it's happening right now. And in fact, before we really get into the deep part of the strategic development plan, you're going to start to see more gates open in San Antonio, which is going to add another million plus passenger capacity for the year. And that's taking place right now, some more gates coming. But there's bigger plans in the works, including central processing, where folks will come into the airport in one place and be able to go to any of the terminals. And then, of course, that Terminal C project, which will be a premier part of the overall strategic development plan. The San Antonio Airport of the future is on its way.
And the airport has made a lot of significant changes and improvements over the years. Mm-hmm. But I know that a criticism that it continues to face, which you have heard, is that we need more direct flights out of San Antonio International. So is this terminal needed to get there? Is that part of this process?
It's indirectly, yes. What's driving the terminal, the need for terminal space and gates, is the fact that we're having more connections, period. But that itself is being created by the market forces that are demanding these flights. And so, as I've said before, the airport is a trailing indicator over overall economy. And as San Antonio's economy continues to expand and rise, you're going to see more demand for flights, and you're going to see more businesses come here. It's a virtuous cycle. And so this plan is a reflection of that. And locals, residents who enjoy going to different destinations, not having to have so many connections, are going to be beneficiaries of that expansion too. It happens in stages, and it's beginning to take place. It's not going to be a complete changeover overnight, but over the next 5 to 10 years, you're going to see significant change and advancement in the San Antonio Airport.
I want to talk about Title 42. Obviously, it's something that affects the border and the border communities much more when it comes to asylum seekers. It's basically going to lift restrictions on some of those asylum seekers to come to the United States and stay here. How closely are you watching this, and do you anticipate it affecting San Antonio in some way?
We're watching it very closely, and it does impact San Antonio because we have our faith community, our nonprofit community work to help with that capacity. And I have to start with this. Folks who are seeking asylum and who are processed at the border, who end up coming into the United States, are here legally. They are here awaiting asylum hearings, and many of them come through San Antonio on their way to sponsor families or to reunite with their families already in the United States. So our effort in this is a humanitarian effort. And the challenge becomes when we see large numbers at once, which is anticipated by some as a result of Title 42 potentially going away. When we see large numbers, we need more capacity in the nonprofit space, as well as speed in processing folks at the border who are here illegally, but they have travel arrangements and sponsor families that need to line up. So that's been our message to the administration, is start building up that capacity if Title 42 is going away. Title 42, as you know, is the Remain in Mexico policy that came in under Trump because we were experiencing a COVID-19 pandemic. It is anticipated that rule will go away soon at some point. If I was guessing, I'm thinking I would guess that it's not going to occur right when we said it was, or when we were told it was, simply because there's a lot of litigation and court cases going on that might slow that down. At any rate, our effort and our involvement in this is not the legal side, it's the humanitarian side. And when folks come through San Antonio and they need assistance to move on their way, or they need, some a space overnight or something like that, our nonprofit community, our faith community steps up, and we've got to make sure we have capacity for that.
Yeah, we'll see if that does come to an end on Monday, depending on what happens in those court cases you mentioned. Let's shift gears a little bit to some pictures we saw on social media. You were in Washington, D.C. recently for Asian American and Pacific Islanders Heritage Month. Tell us about your trip and what you were doing there.
Sure. Well, it was an honor to be invited by the White House to the first reception for the Asian American Pacific Islanders Heritage Month. It's a recognition that's important for a lot of reasons, but specifically in this time, because of the extreme rise in violence and hate crimes towards the Asian American community, it was an honor to represent them and represent San Antonio as the first Asian American mayor of San Antonio. So we did that. We also were able to meet with White House officials about the San Antonio plan and the work that we're doing on infrastructure so we can leverage some of those federal resources that are available for that. And then we also participated in some panels with regard to immigration and employment, as well as combating hate crime, and then economic equity, which is a major part of the work happening here in San Antonio.
Yeah, another chance to just get in the ear of some of the federal officials that what we need. Absolutely. And you know that we have the VIA plan, $158 million in the president's budget. It's work like that that enables the resources to flow to San Antonio directly. San Antonio Mayor Ron Nirenberg, always appreciate your time.
Thanks, y'all. Have a great evening.
You as well. We'll be right back.